Hello, it's me, B-Side from the RPG Regular People Gaming, and I've got a few Wi-Fi battles. So, as you can see, my team is sort of. It's got like one Uber, a couple of underused, and some overused. So it's really mixed. And then my opponent is using I'd say OU. So yeah, let's just get straight into the battle. So yeah. Um, So I'm probably gonna do some more battles, and so they lead with their shiny Landorus, and I lead with my shiny Smeagol, which I named Pingo, which is the Latin word for paint. Yeah, so about auras, I'm probably not going to do a let's play of the entire thing. They go with U-turn, just because they know it's a bad match, but it doesn't really matter my strategy, because I managed to eat that attack up. Yeah, so I'm not gonna let's play all of, auras, just the main gym leaders and stuff due to time restraints. So I go for the Spore, 100% accuracy, will put my opponent to sleep no matter what. However, they managed to predict that I'd go for the Spore, and they eat a Chesto Berry, waking them back up. This Smeagol has the hidden ability of Moody, so I would raise one stat by 2 stages, and then lower one by 1, and then I use Spore again. So I went first, and I managed to put them to sleep again, wasting their turn for them. So, yeah, Pingo has managed to put one of my opponent's Pokemon to sleep so far. And I use Stealth Rock, setting up my field, which is mostly what I use my Pingo for. Yep, so then they wake up after one turn and use Volt Switch, which is really devastating to me. I managed to survive that attack with 1 health, which is pretty amazing in my opinion. They send out their Tyranitar with the... Oh, and my rocks go into it. They have Sandstream, which will knock me out, because I've only got 1 health. And yeah, that does knock me out, so I go to 0 health, which is a pretty good play on their part. I really like the way that this person played. So there, I go into my Mewtwo, probably trying... Sorry, I'm trying for one-shot because of my max special attack, and they predict what I'm trying to do, and they withdraw their Tyranitar. They send out their Bluebell, which is a Sylveon, which is shiny, nice and shiny. The stones dig into them a bit, but then I Mega Evolve into Mewtwo Y, and so I have ridiculous special attack right now, ridiculous. I use Aura Sphere because I was going to one-shot Tyranitar, but I can't exactly do that now. I deal a bit of damage, not much really, but yeah, Bluebell eats that attack right up. We both get damaged a little bit from the Sandstorm, and I go for the Psychic just because Stab, honestly. Which does a little bit of damage. They use Wish, which is such an annoying combo that they have here. So they are going to Wish, and I get buffed by the Sandstorm, so do they. And yeah, they have a great combo here. So they use Protect, which means that their Wish will come true at the end of the turn, and I can't even damage them to defeat them, so I must say that their combo is really great. I take damage from Sandstorm, and then they take damage from Sandstorm. It would be nice if I could speak. And then their Wish comes true, which is really devastating for me. So unless I can get a one-shot off on this Pokemon, I'm not going to be able to do anything. They switch out into their Landorus again, and the rocks do a little bit of damage, nothing really important. My attack falls, which I don't care about because I use only special attacks, and I go for the Ice Beam, trying to freeze, but in the end I just managed to defeat them, and I get a super effective attack off. Yeah, so the Sandstorm finally subsides, so I'm not taking more damage like that. They send out their Tyranitar again, just as the Sandstorm ends, which is pretty annoying in my opinion. And they get the Sandstorm back up. And, yeah, they Mega Evolve at this time, which is quite interesting because they probably know that I have a super effective attack. So they Mega Evolve their Tyranitar, and I use Aura Sphere, which will do a lot of damage. As you can see, it almost knocks it out, but it was so close. They use Crunch, which is going to do a lot of damage to me, honestly. Seeing as it's Dark type attack, and it defeats my Mewtwo, so that's my Mega down. And I go into my Desstitimur, the Latin word for despair, and it is my shiny Greninja. They withdraw their Pokemon, knowing that it can't take a hit from my Protean Greninja that is shiny, and they go into their Rotom, which gets a little damage from the stones. Desstitimur uses Scaldin with its Protean and becomes a full Water type. And I don't do that much damage. I was mostly hoping for a burn after they switched, because, you know, I can't exactly predict that they're going into their Rotom. I could have, but I honestly didn't. I use U-turn, get a bit of extra stab with my Protean, and that is going to do a little bit of damage. I get them to the yellow at least, and Desstitimur returns back to me. I send out my Charizard, and yeah. No, this isn't Charizard. This is... Oh, they got the crit on a 90% accuracy attack. But it's my Zoroark, named Somnium, Latin word for illusion. And it would have done a lot more if they didn't get that crit. They take a little damage from the Sandstorm, which I don't, so I guess it's nice. And I send out Thor, my Dedenne. I call it Thor because it sweeps most teams. I go for the Play Rough, which should be enough to finish their Rotom, but it isn't, and they go for the Will-O-Wisp, putting my Dedenne on a timer. Yeah, I call my Dedenne Thor because whenever I use Thunder, I go, by the mighty hammer of Thor. Yeah, so we both take a little bit of damage, and then I take more damage from my burn. And then I go for the Volt Switch, which will do little to nothing, but it's what I needed to destroy that Rotom and not take damage from the Sandstorm. Thor goes back to me, and I go into Desstitimur again, knowing that it has U-turn, so if I get a bad matchup, it doesn't really matter. The Sandstorm subsides, and they send out their Scamory. Now, Scamory is rarely ever used. This is the first time I've seen it in battle at all. So yeah, I use Protean Scald, which is pretty nice, I guess, trying to get burn. And I don't get it, but they use Defog to get rid of my rocks, which is actually pretty annoying. And my evasiveness falls, but it's mostly to get rid of my rocks. I use Scald again, and mostly hoping for the burn, but it ends up being enough to defeat their Scamory. Yeah, so they go into Bluebell again, and that thing is so annoying. It's a Fairy type, and I know, even though I've got Protean, I don't really have anything to counter it, so I go for the U-turn, just to get a little bit of damage off, and, my Desstitimur goes back to me. Now, I send out my Thor, knowing I can resist a Fairy type attack because I'm Electric Fairy. They use Wish, however, which is pretty annoying, and, I take a little bit of damage from my burn, which is also pretty annoying. They use Protect, so their wish is going to come true now no matter what, and that really annoys me. It's a really good strategy they have, actually. I use Parabolic Charge, but it's protected, so they're back to full health. Yeah. Thor was hurt by its burn. I use Parabolic Charge again, just to get a bit of health back, and I know it doesn't do much, but it's nice to get health back, I guess. And Bluebell uses Hyper Voice. And I take a lot of damage from that, probably a bit too much, but, you know, my Thor isn't really bulky. I go into Desstitimur again, hoping I can outspeed it, and I use Ice Beam, hoping for the freeze as well. So there are a lot of things I'm hoping for, but I do manage to outspeed it, and I go for the Ice Beam, hoping for the freeze, but it doesn't happen. They go for Hyper Voice, which does a fair bit of damage, actually. I end up on 10 health, and I use Ice Beam one more time. Does a little bit of damage, I guess, and they use Wish. So, they're going to Protect next turn, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, Bluebell is just too overpowered. Bluebell too good. Please nerf. Not really, I honestly don't mind. It's a good Pokemon. If you can think of a strategy like that on your own, then honestly I'm impressed. So, the Wish came true, and it got most of its health back. I use Ice Beam, and I don't get the freeze, unfortunately. They use Wish one more time, which is honestly really annoying. I was just going for Ice Beam here, so that I could get the freeze. They withdraw their Bluebell, however, and go back into Tyranitar, which is not the best of matches, but the Sandstream will do a bit of damage to me. I go for the Ice Beam because I thought that they were going to stay in, But, you know, it doesn't really matter because I managed to defeat them anyway. Sorry, I managed to defeat the Pokemon anyway. I take damage from the Sandstorm and live on 2 health. They send out Bluebell once more, and that is really just annoying for me. They use Protect, waiting that extra turn just so I can lose to the Sandstorm, which is actually a bit annoying. Yeah, so I take damage from the Sandstorm and lose. It's a pretty good team they have, actually. I really would recommend using a team like this, because it works really well. They do take a little bit of damage from the Sandstorm, and I send out my real Charizard this time. I use Flare Blitz because my Charizard is a bit of a physical attacker, and it doesn't do much, honestly. Their wish is going to come true, and eventually, see, they wish here, and then they're going to Protect and get their health back, which is a really good combo, actually. Making a bulky Sylveon, and, yeah. My only hope was if they got that, if the Sandstorm destroyed them, but it didn't. So they go for the Protect, and I have nothing to counter it, so yeah, I take damage from the Sandstorm, which is really annoying. It's just slowly chipping away at me, and they take damage too. And their wish comes true, so they recover one more time. They withdraw their Bluebell, and go into Arcanine. And I was like, fire versus fire, I've got this, right? Well, at least that was my thought. Their Intimidate lowers my physical attack. So I go for the Flare Blitz anyway, because why not, I guess. I deal them not much damage at all, actually. And I take a bit of recall damage, which is pretty annoying, and they go... Oh, the Sandstorm subsides, they can't attack this turn because they only sent it in. Sorry, forgot about that. They recover a little bit of health, and using leftovers, and I go for the Fly. I go into the sky with Fly, and I just rhymed on accident. I avoid their Fire Spin, and they recover a little bit more health, which was a bit of bad play on my part, but what can you do, I guess? I come down with my Fly, crashing into them, and I don't do that much damage at all. They go for the Fire Spin, and I manage to avoid it. Yeah. And then I just go for the Blast Burn, because I know there's no hope, honestly. And I barely do any damage anyway. Fly probably did more damage than that. They go for the Fire Spin, which will be, not that much damage, but I do get trapped in the Fiery Vortex. They recover a bit more health with their leftovers, and, yeah, I take damage from the Fire Spin, which is pretty annoying. And I must recharge, and they use Morning Sun, because they know they have a turn where nothing will really happen to them because I must recharge. They get their health back, which is, again, annoying, but, you know, what can you do? I fall to 50 health, and, I use Flare Blitz, seeing if I can finish them off, but it is very unlikely. Even with a crit, I don't think I could finish them off. Yeah, so I take damage from the recoil, and they use Snarl, however you want to say it. I fall to 10 health, which is really close, and they reduce my special attack. Honestly, I don't mind. Yeah, so cover a bit of health, and the Flare Blitz will Fire Spin will destroy my Charizard, and that is game. Good game to them. They won. So, yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a 2-0. Yep, so thanks for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe, and I'm B-Side from the RPG.